Hello everyone, we're here at Nottingham. I've been having a quick chat with my students and we faced a question that is pretty common, and they always ask me how the Estima Lock has started. And it's like, for me, it's like one of the techniques that I can see that so many people are using, and it makes me feel so happy that the Estima Lock has my surname and my brother's surname, and it's a way that I feel about that, leaving my legacy into the Jiu-Jitsu world, and a little mark there, and I feel really proud that I could contribute to the Jiu-Jitsu world. And how everything started basically was on the preparation for the World's ADCC in 2009, when my brother was preparing for his amazing performance. Previous to that, I just came back from a competition, the Rio Open, where I faced a very strong athlete, Rafael Abihan, and he managed to get a straight foot lock with the belly down, where my foot just went completely the other way. Until then, I have never tapped in a competition or even in training, not very much at all in a foot lock. I almost didn't really believe that, it actually could hurt me. And there was a big lesson, because my foot felt it was gonna break. So I realized that if a foot lock in order to be efficient, it needs to have that power that it could make the person feel like the foot's about to break. And that's when I started to have that in the top of my head. And then during the ADCC preparation with my brother, and as you probably can tell by his performance in 2009 when he won the division in absolute, he was like a perfect performance. And he was very hard for me, as being much lighter, to even get close to pass his guard. But I've been already kind of working out some foot locks since my last tournament, and the only thing I could see in front of me was my brother's foot. I could not get anywhere near his side control, his hips, but he kept turning and his foot kept appearing in front of me. Until I managed to wrap it, stuck under my belly, and I locked a real naked choke and pulled back, and I kind of didn't quite know exactly what I was doing, but it was my instinct just to sit back and pull. And his foot got really quickly, he tapped. And at that point, I wasn't getting many submissions on my brother. And then that was the first time I felt, whoa, I got something. So it made me feel really happy and motivated. And maybe it was like a luck or something like that. I kind of was concerned about it. And then during the same row, I was able to do it again. And again, 2 times in a row, training with my brother, who was unstoppable, was like, whoa, there's something very special about this position. And then in the end of the training, my brother came to ask, Victor, what did you do? And then I broke down what I did. And of course, both of us together started to address and how can we apply this technique in different situations, and how can we improve the tightness, the angles. And then my brother was the first one to apply that in 2009 against the Rafael Lovato match, where he very quickly, in 15 seconds, he wrapped the foot and pulled back. I remember when I was walking by, the guys, the coaches, his coaches, and all the people were asking what happened. He was saying that he felt like his foot got stuck. But I walked by, and in my mind I said, no, it wasn't stuck. We knew it was all prepared, and that showed that it was an innovation, something that nobody had seen before, especially people like Rafael Lovato, the very experienced athletes that didn't recognize the move, and among Saulo Ribeiro and Shani Ribeiro didn't really know this move before. So he gave us confidence that it was something special, something new nobody had ever seen before. And then by seeing my brother performing and able to pull it off in a major tournament like the EDCC, it just gave me that extra confidence to know that that position is definitely very powerful, and is worth invest time and training on this. And then very quickly I was actually putting a lot of hours, a lot of reps, and since then, every tournament I've competed, I pretty much pulled it off a few Estima Locks, and there's even the World Championships in 2011 when I became champion, that I finished every single match with the Estima Lock. And it was like just before I released the Estima Lock app, and then it was like from there we were able to kind of improve the efficiency, and then but only when other athletes recognize the power of the technique and started to put into their games and become success for it from all belts, and it showed the strength of the movement. And that's when the Estima Lock, I believe, became a respected technique, and I'm very thankful for everyone who references to us, and that makes me feel really proud. And thank you everyone who's been training and sharing on Instagram to me every time you manage to pull it off that move, and it's really good to hear. Make me happy. Perhaps I'm not competing as much as I used to in the past, but this is definitely a way that makes me feel like all the work I've done through my years of competitions to be relevant. Medals go and come and go, but a little mark like that stays for forever. So thank you very much.